Hello, people of the general public. Welcome to my channel. I'm Braden Young, I'm your host. And what do we want to call this thing if we have to? Potato Land. All it means is I try and do a show, but I disguise it as a vlog. And, or it's more like a vlog. Yeah. Anyway. And to get straight to the point, we sort of, 69 or 70 views on my last. I was randomly looking up how a video performed in the middle of the week, which is, I would argue a rare occasion, and I'm happy to get a little spike in viewership. Obviously, the people or the things that I mentioned in the title of the video drew some heat, drew some attention, and I got one new subscriber. We should almost, for every subscriber, I want to call you guys hard fought. Lost a couple, so I'm almost at my all-time high here. I wanted to celebrate that. Touched my face. That means I'm nervous. It means I'm falling behind. And that really is going to be the case this week. I don't really have much to talk about. I can sort of elaborate on a couple things, but that's about it. What? We're celebrating? Okay, that's another thing, actually, I would love to bring up. I think it's about time to get back into bringing back, or having more content, but really bringing back old segments that we used to do. And I don't mean segments necessarily or bits or anything like that, but I think enough time has passed where, once I said I thought kindly of them, and I felt too much, douchebaggery from vocalizing it publicly, and so I have to wait a good while before I can bring them back, right? But I thought some of them were pleasant, maybe, and it'd be nice to bring them back, and this would be one of them. We probably did this a couple weeks ago, but moment of silence, or they don't have names or anything like that, but here we go. Let's quickly celebrate, move on to a couple topics. Moment of /celebration. All right. Yeah, I remember very clearly that was a couple weeks ago. I reached for my air freshener and to kind of cover up the disgusting scent that it creates. It's also a social habit I'm trying to get rid of. And I remember warning you, but also going in my boxers, which, if I said screenshot the side of my leg as the title of that video, maybe I would have got more than, I think it got 3 views. And that was me only kidding around. Alright, so a couple things I'd like to maybe keep myself updated. This is a vlog. I don't know. Do I really need anything to say? I went and did my other show. Everything but saying what I do on the side. I pursued my passion earlier tonight. So I may already be out of needing attention, and this episode might be cut short. For that reason. I'm looking at my notes, but I don't need to. I'm sure I can remember it. The first one being something I would have covered last week. Oh, that would be another segment. What the freak happened last week? Ding dong. Nothing, but I did mention that I didn't want to talk about something. And we always talk about things, especially if I say that I don't want to talk about it. But I didn't want to talk about it for, what you might consider good reason. You being the viewer and also me. It was something like don't set goals. I don't have anything much to say about this, but might as well get it out of the way so I can delete it from my notes. Perhaps. It's just yeah, don't set goals is sort of a lazy man's mantra. And, you know, I was all passionate about it. I'm glad I waited a week because I've completely switched my outlook on it. It's more set goals and get ahead in life unless you're enjoying life as it is. And that's really what it comes down to, doesn't it? So I don't know. I think we could easily move on. The other thing I wanted to talk about is what I was peeking at. And oh, I remember, it's what's happening in the news. The only thing that I have to tell myself and any potential viewers is they finally just come out with a report. I guess maybe the EPA or some health department in the government has released a report about COVID being most likely from, you know, some lab in some other country. Who really cares about talking about this? The thing that I wanted to get at is, yes, maybe take a little bit of a not negative spin on it. No wonder it would take this long. I think this is as long as it should take, possibly, if you were another government trying to get along with another large, can we say, empire or something? Whatever China is. Anyway, so we see the official report from the government. I didn't even click on the video. So little I care about this. Moving on. What else is there to talk about? Been busting my donkey, and I hope you guys have as well. Something that most everybody should share in common around the world. So, you know, yeah, that actually is one of our segments right there. Is I like to ask how you're doing. Got a loud applause for somewhat sincerely asking earlier tonight. I apologize for bringing it up again. Okay, well, by that I just mean same thing I always mean. If, you know, you're doing normal, that's good by me. If you want to write it down in the comments, your little story, all that stuff's fine too. Haven't yet responded to a comment yet, which I should get on perhaps, and I've probably mentioned that exact phrase before. Let's see. What else is there to discuss? Haven't been backing up these. I'm just relying on my camera/phone to not break down again, because we had that one faux pas, and I think it really took some steam out of the momentum of this thing. But we're back. I don't know, it's been 3 weeks now, right? Over 50 episodes. Good. Glad to hear. Yay, move on. Yeah, I've certainly come down to earth since you know, taking a week off, or 13 days, I guess. And happy to be back here where we are. Since I just shared a highlight of what happened tonight, might as well, you know, give you the whole story. But what else? That doesn't leave me depressed. That just leaves me hopefully at everyone's level in terms of, you know, being somewhat content and that sort of thing. Okay, as always, if I have nothing to talk about, I threaten myself that I'm gonna have to show you a little tour of my room, which is not gonna happen this week. And so we go on to our other little segment, which is when I check the time. How long have we been going? My watch is scary right now. Okay. we've done enough, I suppose. Great. Nothing discussed. Anything in the news? Oh, last thing before I go. So I don't really concern myself with what's going on in the follow-up to last video, perhaps, since I got a greatest ever in terms of viewership. I don't actually really keep up. I've been watching more videos this week, but trust me, they all bore me, and it's like digging through the trash to try and stay up on what is, can you say dramedy in the world. And that doesn't mean, I suppose some of this means that I could be learning that I might have a bias. Since I told you guys I did, a little bit well a few weeks ago, and now I'm starting to feel myself. The reality is, I don't think this stuff is all that important, and you certainly won't be hearing a lot of it from me, even though they tend to be where I get my most views. Oh, I saw a documentary I didn't want to discuss. All right. Well, we might as well bring it up now, since I'm always afraid to talk about some things. Now would be a good point in time to make my point. There's a cute little documentary on YouTube. It's 50 minutes, but 50, but it's made by just one stand-up comedian guy. He talks to a few people, different people, an ex-manager, arguably one of the kindest people in the group. I think that's discussed in the documentary, and a few of the usual suspects, or whatever the term might be. I don't want to come down too harsh on anybody, but whatever the term might be for that, some of the usual people that have already spoken out about Chris D'Elia, if I'm saying his name correctly. I'd love to, run out of time on this one, because I'm afraid of what I'm going to say. But for the most part, surprising, yes. Shock, a little disturbing, maybe, yes. At first, and I believe my emotions kind of came around. I had so much, it's cathartic later in the evening. Word of the day, bringing a bunch of these back. Watching a bit of a little cartoon or something. I watched like a little animated video after, a couple hours after seeing that, and it really chilled me out a lot more. I was feeling a lot more, just yay, some, PG-13 stuff. So, it's intense for sure. I don't know what else to add to that. And I realize this is going to have to be, as you might know, if you want to rewind this video, my train of thought, this is going to have to be the title of the video. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, the Chris D'Elia problem, I almost said D'Elia, might be worth watching. I don't know, should put a warning on the front of it. No, I'm joking. I don't really have any summarizing or conclusion to say about it. Certainly the guy is going to be busting his ass, and that means working harder than me. You should really only criticize somebody if they're not doing anything illegal, that is, if they're not working as hard as you. I see the conundrum here. There's two stand-up comedians. One has made a documentary about the other. One is also more successful, but I needn't to bring that up. I needn't. Okay, all right, guys. I don't know. I'm leaving you in the dust because I believe you'll feel and see the same thing, especially the boys out there. I'm just going to call myself a boy. For the ladies, we all sort of see through a similar lens. I'll leave it at that. Okay, it was lovely. Can't wait to not write this title that I have to come up with. And I'll see you guys next week. Hope you're doing decent as well. And keep on kicking ass, okay? Later.